Hi guys, it's me Malayna, and today I have a brand new video for you. So this video is gonna be really hard for me to make. If you read the title, you know what I'm filming, and I'm not trying to slander him in any way, shape, or form. My eyes are getting watery and I have no idea why, but I'm really making this video for the other girls who are out there who feel just like me. And I also want to put out there that I am not trying to act like the victim. Like, honestly, I really don't care about it anymore. I'm really making this video for other girls to show you that there's always someone better and to look for the signs when someone is doing this to you. And I really like my relationship now. This is not about Case. Me and Case are so happy together. I love him to pieces. But this was about my ex-boyfriend. I don't really know where to start with this video, but I guess I'll just start from the beginning. So for the sake of not exposing anyone, I'm going to change his name and we're just gonna call him Daniel. So I met Daniel when I was a sophomore in high school. I'm a senior now, and he came into my English class one day and his friend, who was also my friend, introduced us and we kind of hit it off. Like, immediately he asked me out on a date and we started Snapchatting back and forth, and he actually Snapchatted me first, and I wasn't looking for anything major. I was just kind of like, ooh, I want some boys to talk to, like, you know, like normal stuff. And as we were talking, I actually started to like him. He would call me pretty, he would call me cute and all this stuff, and I've never really had a boy tell me that. I don't know, at my old school, I was kind of deemed as not pretty, but like not ugly, just kind of like, eh. So he made me feel special. He made me feel like I was the prettiest girl in the world. And I'm sure you guys know how that feels if you've been through this. And eventually he asked me out on our first date. So our first date comes around like a couple days later, and I was like, yeah, meet me at my house, haha, we'll go to the park by my house or whatever. Because like my parents are really strict, and where I was living was a really dangerous city, so they wanted me to be cautious and all that. And he came over kind of late. Like, it was like, I told him to meet me at 9, he came around like 9:30, like no big deal, 30 minutes. As he showed up, he seemed kind of off. Like, it should have been my first warning signal, but I did not like take it. I was like, oh yeah, just come in. Let me just put the dishes away real quick. He came in, he completely walked past my grandma, didn't even acknowledge her, just zoomed right in, and I was like, okay, like that's weird. Like, you don't say hi when you're coming to meet like your date's family for the first time, you know? So I was like, alright, like no big deal. As he came in, he was like, I'm kind of drunk. And I was like, oh, haha, like whatever. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning, keep in mind. I was like, are you seriously drunk on our first date and in the morning? And he was like, and I'm also high. And I was like, all right, like I can't do this. Like, that should have been my first warning sign that he was just not gonna be the one for me. And drinking and smoking, I don't have a problem with. I don't do it myself, but it's just like, to do that on the first date with a girl you supposedly really like is just weird to me. But the first date starts to play out and he buys me something from the dollar menu from McDonald's. And I was like, oh, that's nice, he bought me food. Like, I didn't even think about it and I didn't even eat it. I don't know why I didn't look at that and just kept going and dating him and didn't even acknowledge that. And then he ends up kissing me that day also. And then he asked if he can go back inside my house to, you know, the first date. I know my voice is getting kind of shaky, but it's just a lot for me to talk about because I spent almost 2 years with this guy. And now that I look back on it, I realize how stupid I was and that I should have listened to my parents. I shouldn't have moved forward when I knew that it wasn't right. So I didn't really find out he was cheating on me until the very end of our relationship. We kept moving forward, but there were so many signs that he was not gonna be the one for me. A couple months later, I had my quinceañera party, and At my party, I expected him to be one of my chambelanes. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically your court that like kind of follows you around for the night. Basically, when he got to my house, where I was getting ready, he showed up so high. He couldn't even speak. He was dead ass silent in the car, and this was his first time meeting my dad, and basically my entire immediate family, my Nina, my Nino, my uncle, and he was high. So fucking high that he couldn't even function. And I don't know why I didn't listen to my family either when they told me that he shouldn't have been acting that way on such an important day for me. That night, he like literally his eyes were bloodshot. They were so low, and my mom was like, "Is he high?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I just wanted to cry. Like, that was the most important day of my life for me. Just to like see that my boyfriend at the time didn't really care and just decided to get high just made me feel awful about myself. All my family was there. My entire family saw it. It was just terrible. So after that had happened, I went to school and I talked to his friend, and I was like, I want to break up with him. I don't see this working. My family already doesn't like him because he showed up high to an important event for me. So I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then as I was telling my friend that, he walked by, and I could just see the hurt in his eyes. He was always telling me how his ex-girlfriend broke his heart, and I did not want to be that person. Like, I'm super sensitive, as you can tell, and I didn't want to be the person to hurt someone else. For some reason, I just didn't do it. I stayed with him for another 2 years, or almost 2 years. So I let that go, and I just told him how I felt and that I didn't like he was showing up like that. A couple of months later, he still shows up to all the family events high, but he starts wearing eye drops, and he was like, "Listen, this is as much as I'm gonna do for you." And I was like, okay. I went with it. My mom never really let me see him, and I'm really grateful for that, because God knows where I would have been if she did not like restrict me from seeing him so much. And the only time I really saw him was inside of school. This went on for a while, and we were pretty happy. And we did have some arguments here and there, but I didn't really acknowledge those signs in the beginning. But by the end of our relationship, I moved schools. I moved about 45 minutes away, and we decided to do long distance together. And he was always telling me, "You're the only girl I'll ever do long distance for. The only one. I don't love anyone as much as I love you, Malayna. I would never do this for any other girl because I know that you're the one for me." He would tell me this all the time, and I was like, you know what? No other guy would do this for me. He is the one for me. And that's what I kept thinking in my head over and over and over again, that I deserve him, because no one else would treat me this way. No one else would tell me these things and all that. And I really, really, truly believe that, and I feel like I was blinded by whatever that was. I was like, you know what? He's my boyfriend, and he's gonna stay my boyfriend, and I'm gonna marry him. And that's really how I thought a couple months ago. I went through his phone, I'm not gonna lie, I went through his phone a couple of times, and I found him calling other girls cute and all this, and it did hurt. And I was like, you know what, maybe it's nothing. And he was trying to tell me that I couldn't add other boys on Snapchat. I couldn't talk to my guy friends. I couldn't do this. Couldn't wear crop tops. I couldn't do this or that. I just feel like I wasted 2 years of my life not being able to do what I wanted to do. He wanted me to quit my job because he didn't like who I was working with. He didn't want me to hang out with my friends because he said that they were bad influences and that they were hoes. And I don't want to cry on camera. He would just tell me all these things that I wasn't able to do, and it hurt a lot, and it really like affected me, and I lost a lot of relationships because of that. I'm so glad, and I think everything that has happened so far, because I have definitely learned my lesson from that. But let me continue on with the story. I got kind of sidetracked. So now that I talked about the quinceañera and all that, I'm gonna talk about something else. I did move, and he did tell me all those things once I moved, that he became very possessive over me after I had moved, and my mom always told me that if any guy ever is like that with you, just to leave. That's not a relationship. I didn't listen to her. I was like, Mom, you don't understand. He's nice. You just don't see that. He treats me well. You don't see that. And I told her all these things, and it ended up biting me in the ass because he did treat me like shit, now that I realize that. But going back to what I said before, I went through his phone. I found things that I didn't like. I found him liking pictures, and he would get mad at me for liking other boys' pictures on Instagram, but he's liking a half-naked photo of a girl. And I didn't say anything. I just let it be. So that happens, and now it's gotten to the end where I'm going to admit that I did cheat on him back too. And I didn't know what to do once I did. I wanted to break up with him. I tried to stop talking to Case. I just didn't want to have to date both of them, and neither of them knew. I feel awful about what I did to Case, mainly because Case didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve for me to start off our relationship like that. But it happened, and I know that I made our relationship just so much stronger, and I would never do it again. And I'm not trying to justify what I did. It was wrong, and I know that. But I was in just such a period of hurting, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to break up with Daniel. I was scared. I was like, I really like his family. I don't want to lose his family in my life. And what if I break up with him and I instantly regret it? He finds a new girl, and I'm just left with nothing. And that was going through my mind for almost a month. I did that for a month, and it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, and it was the most painful thing that I ever had to do. I still can't believe that I did do that, but as months went on, and Daniel did end up finding out that I was cheating on him, and he called me all these names. He told me that he knew that I was doing this, that he ruined our relationship, that why would I do this? He knew that his ex-girlfriend had done this to him, and he made me feel like an awful person. He said, you know what, I'll give you another chance. But as I thought more about it, and not having him in my life, I realized that I don't want him in my life. He did all these things to me that just ended up breaking me every day. And literally, like, once he was like, I'll give you another chance, I was like, you know what, I don't want another chance. I love Case, and Case is the person I want in my life. And he was like, why Case? Why him? What does he have that I don't have? And I was like, everything. Literally. He treats me how I should be treated. He doesn't show up to these important events fucked up. He has a future. He doesn't just sit around smoking weed all day. This isn't the future that I want. I don't want to be stuck in this ghetto town smoking weed with you. I'm not saying that I do, but I don't want to be dragged into this lifestyle when I could be brought up with someone. And I told him that. And it broke him. He blocked me on everything minutes later. He texted my sister to tell me that he wanted everything that he ever gave me back. And in my mind, I felt really awful that that had happened. There's nothing that could be changed about it now. And I feel so bad, and I know if his family's probably watching this. I'm not trying to slander him, I'm really not. I just know that there are other girls who are feeling the exact same way that I'm feeling, who have probably gone through the same exact things that I have gone through. But I just want to put my story out there to let you guys know that there's something so much better out there. Someone so much better who doesn't treat you this way. And I was posting Case on my social media and everything like that, and one of Daniel's friends actually began to DM me one night that Case and I were working together, and I was kind of like shocked because I was like, what the heck, like why is she DMing me? Like, I don't talk to her, and it just was surprising to me. And in this DM, I'm not gonna put it in here because she does have problems with that family also, and I don't want to talk about that. So, and she told me, she's like, I'm so sorry, and I'm happy that you are finally found someone. And I was like, thank you. And she was like, but I thought I should let you know. And I was like, okay, let me know what. And she was like, I know that you're happy, but I just wanted to let you know that Daniel was cheating on you. And my heart just dropped. He gave me so much crap for me cheating on him when he was cheating on me for almost the entire time. The whole time that he was calling me pretty and beautiful. I love you, baby. You're the only one for me. I don't want anyone else. He was doing the same thing with his ex-girlfriend and with other girls from my school. I was just like, wow. I knew it. He told me that he didn't want me talking to his ex. He told me that he didn't want me following her on any social media. And I always questioned why. Like, why does he want me doing that? And now I realize why. Because he didn't want me to find out. And with other girls at my school, I always wonder why they were giving me dirty looks. Why they were doing this to me. And it's because he was cheating on me with them. And I'm just like, wow. He made me feel like crap for doing this to him when he was doing the same thing the entire time. And I'm not trying to justify once again what I was doing, but it's just like, seriously? You are such a hypocrite. That's all that was going through my mind. And when I found that out, I just started bawling. Like, it wasn't because I was hurt. I just felt like I made a fool out of myself for 2 years. Everyone around me knew. His whole family knew. And I thought his family loved me. I thought they would tell me things like this. I thought they would at least inform me or let me know. And I thought his friends would let me know. But no one let me know at all. Everyone just sat and watched it happen. And I had to find out on my own. And like, I know I did the same thing to Case, and I feel so terrible about it. But just to know that this happened for 2 years and I had no idea, and I sat around looking like a fool, I just felt so heartbroken. And it just hurt me so bad because he fed me all these lies, told me not to do all these things. He was just using me. I found out and I confronted everyone in his family. Well, not everyone. I confronted his sister. I confronted his friends. And they all told me, yeah, it's true. His sister actually stood by his side and said, no, it's not true. Why would I believe anything that girl says? But whatever. I know family will back up family, so that's all I have. And it was a crazy story, and this is a long story time. But that's all I have to say. And if this is happening to you, and if a guy has been showing these signs that he's not a good guy, please let him go. I promise you that there's someone so much better who's gonna treat you so much better. And he's just out there waiting for you. He or she is just out there waiting for you. Like, I am so thankful to have Case in my life, and I am so thankful that he stayed after everything that we've been through, that I could not have been any more happier. So I'm just letting you guys know that don't take anyone's bullshit. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. Don't let them be like, you can't talk to this person, or you can't talk to this person, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. No. Honey, that's not how it works around here anymore. It's gonna be 2019, we're gonna throw all of this behind us. So I just want to let you guys know that you are not alone, and if you feel this way, comment down below, and I'm totally down to talk to you guys. Like, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you and be there and all this other shit. So thank you guys for listening to Storytime. I know it was a bit long, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and sorry for crying. Yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye.